Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. The Premier League recap video is here. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you, amazing, incredible, elite audience members. Make sure guys are slapping the like button on your way in. Make sure guys are subscribing to the channel if you are yet to do so. And this is going to be obviously the stream to recap and kind of talk about today's games and discuss everything that happened. Discuss everything that happened, on today's games. Joining us first and foremost, 1-0 winner. You get me? His blood was boiling during the game. He was on my comment section telling me that his blood was boiling, but he ended up getting the 3 points. TKA is in the building. You know what I'm saying? How are you, brother?
Big up, guys. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here, bro. Big up the 3-point collectors. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Carmelo. But yeah, bro, it's a chill day. It's finally a chill day for us, despite having some controversies. But apart from that, it's been a good day. It's been a good day, to say the
Big
least.
up to you. Big up. Big up. Joining us next on the channel is another guy who's had a good day today because he won. Slapped up his little blue brother by 3-2. You get me? City fan here representing Manchester City, always causing chaos on this platform with his wild opinions. You get me? Chai Pai is in the building. Patrick, how you doing, Patrick, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't cause any problems. I don't know why people always hate on me. I'm probably the nicest person on YouTube, but people say I'm always going to channels to cause issues. Those are rumors. But anyway, man, I'm so happy, man. I am so happy. All I can briefly say is I can't believe Chelsea failed to beat 34-year-old midfield full of 34-year-olds and a team full of an experienced centre back of a 20-year-old and a Finnish team like City. But anyway, it is Chelsea after all, and it is Sanchez. So that's all I can say. But thank you for having me, man. Big up to you, Arsenal, for taking 3 points. Let's keep putting pressure on these frauds.
Big up, big up.
Big up. And joining us, listen, they both represent Casual FC. That's what Andrew says anyway, It's so they both coming in as a tag team. I love working with one of them, and I hate working with the other. I hate the guy with the soundboard. I'm not gonna say any names, but I love working with the other one. And listen, these two Chelsea fans genuinely are so much fun to work with. And we're gonna be asking them the infamous question that ends with out. You get me? So joining us on the channel is the man, the myth, the legend, man like Andy, and the fraud with a soundboard, man like Marshall. How are you doing, mate? Already.
Not good. Not doing very good at all, though, Hussam. You should know the answer.
How long does the
Why do you
audio
ask
last?
questions for things you already know the answer to?
28 seconds. That's how long that audio lasted. Right now, so.
I wish it lasted longer.
Just like your lead. Anyway, big up to all of you guys watching. Almost 200 people in the building. Like the video.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I can't disagree with that. I wish my lead lasted longer too.
Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Everyone, please hit the like button, subscribe. And, all these guys' channels in the description. Please do give them a subscribe whether they're watching this right now or on the replay. And we have to start off with the Battle of the Blues. You get me? Manchester City against Chelsea. I suppose we have to start with the winner, isn't it? We have to start with Patrick first. I mean, you guys are going to be respectful enough for him to have the moment, or you guys just...
Nah, they don't even have to speak at this point.
Wow.
It's...
Go ahead, Pat.
We'll be
speaking.
Yeah, you know what shocked me? One of my Chelsea friends, and I respect him. He's always very honest. Like, look, I was watching Chelsea when they were doing good, but I didn't watch them recently, so I haven't been seeing what's going on. And we were speaking before the match, and he was like, "Man, don't be surprised if you beat us." I was like, "There's no way." With Caicedo, how good he's been. It's like, yeah, you're talking about the Caicedo that was competing with Ryan at the beginning of the season, not now. And he's like, he was like, this team can finish for shit. And he was like, our keeper is horrible. I was like, I know about the keeper. But when the game started, Chelsea were pressing. And I was so scared because you were pressing and you were going after the young centre-back. I saw when Akanji has the ball, you were leaving him. But when he goes to the young centre-back, you're putting pressure, which is good. That's what you do. Jackson was on the young centre-back. It was working. But what my friend said looked like it's what's happening to Chelsea. He said, we will do that. We'll look so nice for like 15, 20 minutes. And then our press will die. And then if you guys start showing up, even show a next level, we'll just crumble. I was surprised that you guys left us. You guys left Gundogan and Kovacic just running that midfield. Like, I saw Gundogan running and I saw Enzo not chasing Gundogan. I was like, Gundogan is not that fast. Gundogan has been slow. His legs have gone, and you're allowing this to happen. So I am surprised, Chelsea fans. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to do banter. I am surprised by this win. I was shocked. Even when the goals were going in, obviously Sanchez, the Bonzo moment. But overall, I was just surprised. I was like, you guys might beat us because of youth and legs, because that's what we've been lacking. But somehow, Chelsea started so well. They can't finish. And they seem to just lack bite at the end of the day. So I didn't know there was another team suffering like us. So Chelsea fans, you tell me. I didn't know you were suffering like us. I thought we were the only ones in the mud. But my friend warned me that you guys are also struggling. So I don't know what it is though. Because another thing is, I saw Cole Palmer wasn't cooking. In my head, I was like, why don't you put Kunku as a number 10? He plays as a number 10. Why don't you put Felix as a number 10? Felix is a number 10. But it looks like your manager doesn't really want to make changes sometimes in certain areas. Because I was looking at your team, I was like, you can bring somebody off the bench to just change things. Obviously, he brought Pedro Neto and they brought Gusto, but what was the point at that point? Obviously, right now, it shows that maybe that money for Victor Osimhen could have helped you guys. Because I think if you guys had a striker, you could have finished most of your chances. But today, I was surprised by the fact that your team went in their shell when City scored the 1-1, because it has been City doing that. You've checked against PSG. You checked us against Feyenoord. We are the ones who've been going in our shell when teams slap us. So I don't know. I just want to hear from the Chelsea fans, because I was shocked. I thought you guys were going to easily outrun us. You're going to beat us with pace when I saw Sanchez and Madueke. So I don't know. That's all I wanted to say.
So, two things. I'm disappointed that Sam didn't get a Nottingham Forest fan on the stream, because we could have just deflected.
You could have got Wolfie.
Yeah. Second of all, I found I have a new trigger word, and it's called Sanchez. So no one please say that name a lot during the stream, please. No, you're right. For the first 30 minutes, we did. First 25, 30 minutes, we pressed. And then we backed off. And I don't know why. Maybe that was an instruction. Maybe it's the wrong instruction. You can't press for 90 minutes. No team does it, right? But
wait. Can I ask something? Did you back off after you backed off after the goal, didn't you? After you scored?
Because we had the second chance where Palmer maybe should have shot or at least passed to Jackson, and it should have been 2-0 at that point. But we still I think actually maybe just a little bit after that we stopped and something like that. No, but you're right. It was sort of we sort of went within our show and allowed you back in, because I think I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in my team. I don't think like you've had chances, because we always give up chances anyway, no matter who the team is. We're just that kind of team at the moment. We just give up chances. So we knew we would give up chances, but I will criticize. I will criticize Sanchez all the time, but I know what he is. But the problem is the manager keeps picking him, and I thought he was just at fault for the second goal with Haaland, right? But actually, we actually focused on the casualty FC on the first, on your equaliser, where he played his part in saving it, but he actually started. He was running back when Nunes was through, and then started running forward. So he's actually at fault for 2 goals, but players didn't turn up in the second half. Cole Palmer didn't turn up. I don't know why he's bringing on Nkunku for Jackson. And this isn't, I'm not Maresca out or anything. I don't know why he's bringing on Nkunku for Jackson when he told us Nkunku's not a 9.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense, yeah? And also, João Felix wasn't on the bench today because he's got a family bereavement. So he had to fly back to Portugal. So that's why he was on the pitch. But yeah, just the whole catalogue. But you just cannot compensate, even if you're not playing well. Everyone knows, even if you're not playing well, Sam knows this plenty of time. A couple of seasons ago, Liverpool was shit, but Alisson was just keeping them. Alisson kept, when they finished, was it 5th? Was it 5th you finished? Was it 5th that season? 5th. The only reason, partly for about 85%, was of Alisson for that season and Mo Salah, right?
Oh
Alisson,
yeah. I know. Okay,
Alisson kept them, not the season he scored the header, the couple of seasons afterwards.
yeah. You're talking about the shit season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And parts of any spine or any team is to have a great goalkeeper and a great striker or a good striker. And I just, there's nothing. I just think now when we start Sanchez, and again, that's on Maresca for starting, we just start with 10 men. Do you know what I mean? We just start with 10 men. DK knows this. You put Ramsdale was at fault. You replace him with Raya. It's a better goalkeeper. Whether he's the best, it doesn't matter. He's just better than Ramsdale and has been very good this season.
Yeah, but Andrew, it's like I said backstage. You bought Raya, but you're still playing Ramsdale. That's what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Patrick knows this. They had Bravo 16, 17. Not good enough to get Edison in. And
yeah, do you know what I noticed about Sanchez? And I just noticed something. I noticed that he was actually dropped at Brighton. Remember? He was dropped earlier before you bought him. He was way before you bought him. He was dropped, and now I was like, it makes sense because they dropped him. Because I think he was also making so many mistakes. But I don't know. I'm just surprised that I know my friend said it, and as I said, I was watching Chelsea when you were winning, but I stopped watching you guys because I was like, the other guys are doing well. I don't care. I was just depressed in my own way with City. But when my friend was warning me that you might get a win, and he's like, you might get a 3+ win. I was like, no way, we're not gonna do that. He's like, because our team keeps falling apart. And I saw today, I was like, wow, Chelsea and City are in the similar place where both teams just fall apart, and you're like, what's going on? Because today,
I think even if we didn't play well today, this is my only opinion. I know you was the better team. I just don't think without that Sanchez goal, I think that game ends a draw. If I'm going to be honest with you, even though you had like chances, because that goal was literally out of nothing. Your second one, because what goalkeeper? Ask me, what coach do you reckon any goalkeeping coach says to any keeper? If you see a striker and a defender in a foot race side by side each other going away from goal to the right, I want you then to follow him.
And two defenders chasing him. Two defenders chasing Haaland.
And there's a still, Patrick, of when Haaland turns before he chips. There's no one with Haaland, so he's no one to pass to, right? There's no one to pass to. So if Sanchez stayed on his line, that play probably fizzles out and he passes back, right? That's what happens. And that's the difference, really, right? To me, it boiled down to two things today, right? Two massive things. We didn't take our opportunity to make it 2-0. Whether we would have hung onto the lead, I don't know. But if we get the second goal, it piles more pressure on you because you must have felt, Petra, watching the game. You were that crowd when we went 1-0 up and had that after that second chance. That crowd was a tense, uneasy crowd. That was not a confident Manchester City crowd at all, right? We go 2-0 up. I don't know what happens to your team, whether you guys come back or not. And then Sanchez says, I saw it on a last week, hold my beer. I'm going to do something even fucking crazier than Onana did against whoever they played last week. But again, and this isn't, like I say, it's not Maresca up, but this is an issue where you do hire a rookie manager in some, and TK probably noticed with Arteta and all the hardship of his first couple of seasons when they finished 8th. You're going to get this. Do you know what I mean? You're just going to get this. Yeah. What he has to do, but his own fault is now is the line, and it's not even a line in the sand. It has to be a full concrete slab in the sand. And Sanchez, while dropping Sanchez won't solve everything, I would believe it helps a lot because the defenders don't. If you're a defender, would you trust Sanchez?
Nah,
absolutely not.
I mean,
I wouldn't trust Sanchez, but personally, I wouldn't trust Colwill as well. I feel like that's not talked about enough at this moment.
But the thing is, though, with Colwill, because I think he's not played well recently, but he's played well before that. But I just think when you are looking behind you, like if you're like Kwanzaa, of course, if you're Kwanzaa or something like that, you've got Van Dijk there, no problem. But you must be looking back and have like Alisson behind you or something like that. Or if you're
the leaders to look at.
In terms of that, if you're like even like the young defender Kuznov today, okay, he had a very shaky start. At least Edison's there with someone with like who's good, who could give you pep up and something like that.
Yeah.
But other players didn't turn up. Cole Palmer didn't turn up again today. And he wasn't. And Man City didn't do a man marking job with him. He just didn't play well. That's what it. You know what I mean, it wasn't. They didn't because Man City don't do man marking jobs. They never have done. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't turn up today. Nico Jackson, you know, Madueke, yeah, he's a great dribbler, but after that, nothing. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. I know he scored today, but that was a tap-in. Do you know what I mean? That was an open goal tap-in, you know.
Going back to what...
It's just one of those things. Go on, Marshall.
Going back to what Patrick said, and obviously I think like the biggest onus on today's game was just the keeper errors. Like even the first one, when we were looking at Casually FC, the stream before we came here, Sanchez is literally standing where Nunes takes his shot. He was already there, but he backs away. If he had come forward like a sweeper keeper, then Nunes never gets a shot. That first goal never happens. And today's game, it was all errors leading to goal. And like, I know usually that's how goals are made, but these are like more blatant errors, like just players just being asleep and not being
If
focused.
you just saw my commentary for the second goal, I'm screaming, "What are you doing, Sanchez? What are you doing?" Because there is, like the Haaland goal, right? Specifically, forget the first and the third because I think that's stretching a little bit. Second, specifically, why the fuck are you near the corner flag when he's with Chalobah? Let's assume Chalobah is the worst defender in the league and Haaland is gonna dribble past him. How is you being in that position gonna help you save it in any way, shape, or form?
But even then, Hussam, right? Like, because
he was
I understand
so far off his goal, he could have been knocking on my fucking door.
Yeah, he could have been in the stadium with the crowd.
He could have been outside my room. That's
he could have been next to Maresca with his arms crossed, like, oh, this keeper is not good.
By the way, before even Haaland did anything, me on commentary, I'm just going like, "What are you doing, Sanchez? What are you doing, Sanchez?" Like, I can literally share screen. I'm screaming, "What are you doing, Sanchez?"
What makes it even worse, though,
for no reason whatsoever, the guy is at the edge of the penalty box. But okay, Habibi, I'm gonna assume. I'm just trying to understand because life is about perspective. Because I'm gonna assume. Let me just say this. I'm gonna assume that he thinks that Haaland is gonna get past Chalobah. Okay, that's his assumption. Okay, so I'm gonna assume his assumption comes true. He gets past Chalobah. How is you being there gonna help you fucking save the second after? And just before you respond, Marshall and Andrew, Dayo is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And big up to Judge Mo for the raid. Big up to every single one of you guys.
Big up.
Locked in as well. We have 500 people. Guys, let's get the likes up. As Warrior is saying, as all the other incredible people in the chat are telling you guys, new moderators are telling you. Let's get the likes up ASAP. Anyway, so that's my like I'm putting myself in his shoes and trying to understand what the hell is he thinking, and I just can't find the solution.
And but the Hussam, like I follow you up until that point, right? Like, okay, Haaland gets the flick, maybe you can get there and boot the ball out. But what happens? Chalobah recovers and he's there. What does Sanchez do? He doesn't go back to goal. He stays there like, okay, wait. Like, it's like, go back. Like, you just figured out he's not going to beat Chalobah. Go back to goal. He's just stuck there like, what are we doing? So, like, man, it's so frustrating. And obviously the third goal is another error leading to goal. Like, you know, Chalobah gets dragged out. Foden is just clear, and it is what it is. But what Patrick alluded to earlier, right? And this is what surprised me is, and this is one game where I look at Maresca funny now. Well, there's been a few, but this is another one to that tally mark, which is, you just saw how they capitulated to PSG. You've seen how they've been capitulating all season. And all of us have been saying how that midfield can't run anymore. That midfield, the legs are too slow. We, in the first half, after that goal, after our opportunity to score a second one, you could see the players took the foot off the gas pedal and let them have possession. We were playing like a high line, trying to do the offside trap, which worked up until it didn't, with Nani being out of position, and then you had Nunes onside for the opportunity for the first goal. But why? Why? You have Enzo, you have Caicedo, you have fresh and young legs on that pitch. They just played on Wednesday, or was it Tuesday? It doesn't matter. They played midweek. And you had off since Monday. Why are you not running on the midfield? Why aren't you pressing more? You saw like when Nkunku came on, they weren't making any more errors from the back because Nkunku doesn't press. Jackson was pressing, but why wasn't everyone doing that? Why weren't we running them rampant? Why weren't we trying to play? Why were we letting them keep possession? And that's where, Patrick was right. The tactic was to just run them ragged in the midfield, out-possess them, outrun them, because they can't keep up. But we didn't do that. I think to an extent, I think this is where the inexperience from Maresca comes in. I think Maresca respected Pep way too much in this game, to the point where he just kind of said, we're going to play counterattack. We're going to try to see when they make an error, and we're going to... No, you have a team that can beat them in the midfield. Take advantage of that. And that doesn't, even if we did that, who knows if it would have changed the result of the game. Overall, like, the biggest onus is on Sanchez. Hopefully, there's comments now saying that, this merit's now being dropped, and we'll see. We'll see. Like, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm with Andrew on that. Yeah. Like, you defended Sanchez a lot. You defended Sanchez a lot. You said all you said about Sanchez, and you threw Caicedo under the bus. You threw Jackson under the bus. But, my friend, at one point, something's got to give, and you need to either bring in Jurgensen and see what he can do after a few run-on games, kind of how Petrovic proved that he could be. I mean, Poch is the same thing. Poch eventually dropped Sanchez as well. If Poch can identify that, Maresca, surely you can identify that Sanchez is a liability to you. So it's just, to me, it's such a disappointing loss.
Yeah, you're right, because Patrick's right, man. City are there for the taking. They've just been they were PSG. I mean, going back to the City game midweek, I watched that game when Saka and City, and I thought that was the worst 40-minute performance of any English team I've seen in Europe for a long time. The capitulation. But today, they were there for the taking, and they were for the first 20. We took them for the 25-30 minutes, and then even if you slow down, you don't have to take your foot off the pedal. You can still choose when to do it, because no team presses for 90 minutes. It's just impossible, right? It's just impossible. Have a 5-minute break, then go again, and then go again. Go in spurts and everything like that. Keep going like that. Keep doing that. But
I mean, to be fair to Maresca, though, if I'm real, in that first half an hour when you were active, basically, you had some great chances, and I feel like
scored,
you should have scored. So
that's true.
I cannot fully blame Maresca because Jackson is a bozo. With all due respect.
No, I'm not blaming Maresca fully.
Yeah, because I'm going to give you an example. That chance that he had in the 16-yard box when he chopped away the defender and Ederson, you know what I'm saying? He shot it with his left foot, but he scuffed it, and it basically was a pass to Ederson. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yes, you can blame the manager for him sitting back for the later part of the game, which is, in my opinion, not smart, because you need to go at the City team,
especially with the defense you have too.
Yeah, and you see Kusanov making these mistakes. This is a young player. You know what I'm saying? You need to keep pressing him. You know,
I wonder what would have happened if we went back in time and Palmer actually shot in the 1-on-1.
Yeah,
that's what I said. You know what I think?
I was surprised he didn't.
This is the thing, right? If you actually
Salah ain't passing that, I'm telling you right now.
But you know what he didn't do, and he has to learn something. He was ahead of the defender, right? So what he should have done is invert his run a bit more, so he's more on his left, but he's in front of the defender. Therefore, the defender can only then foul him and give away a penalty or a free kick. He has to learn that.
I was surprised by Palmer, because that's not the Palmer we've been seeing. I was like, when Palmer went through on goal, I was like, oh my God, that's 2-0. I was like, that's done. I was shocked by Palmer. I was like, what's Palmer doing? And you know what? It shows even during his game where Palmer was sometimes, you know how he skinned us last season, how he dunked on us last season, when he's in dangerous areas where the middle, where the number 10s operate, where he was operating. Today he was taking the ball there. The Palmer I know either does a very killer pass or shoots, especially he used to shoot. This Palmer was stopping, looking back, then passing back. I don't know what's going on. I don't get what's going on with the team.
Because, Patrick, you guys gave him all the space in the world to operate
multiple
multiple times when he had the ball. And that's the games where we see, like, for example, earlier this season, Newcastle in the Premier League. Yeah. Newcastle gave Palmer all the space in the world. And what does Palmer do? He punishes them for that. This game, Man City gave Palmer space. They weren't even like marking him, and
Yeah, they
maybe
were
because
not.
of the legs, but
Yeah.
they gave him all the space. And what does he do?
Yeah, because Guardiola was there. Guardiola
Yep.
was ahead. So you had all the space that you wanted.
Right. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and maybe this is gonna sound mad, but if this was Pochettino Palmer, he would have dinked that with his right foot. You know what
Oh, I
I'm saying?
said this.
That's all I'm
That's-
saying.
no,
That's all
I
I'm
said-
saying.
That's an
I said
that's
this,
an
this
agenda.
Palmer-
That's an agenda. That's
The
an
Pochettino Palmer.
No, Palmer's got the numbers this season, but not the.
I am not a
performance.
clown.
He's got the numbers this season, but not the
Respect
performance.
watch, mate.
Yeah.
Wait. Can I also ask? I thought you guys were saying Enzo is injured. How come he showed up? What happened?
Where he got fit.
Hey, I
Yeah,
thought he was injured as well.
He was.
Yeah,
in,
that's what
no,
they told
yeah,
us. They said you're serious.
No, something's worse. Something's worse. He's back with his missus, so his performances are going to go down now. So, if only he could have had a trial separation till the end of the season and then got back with his missus, that would have been fine. So, no, he recovered. But again, that's the thing as well. Is they just didn't. I mean, they didn't establish. They didn't establish themselves. You know what I mean? They didn't. They had a chance to step on your necks. But that's probably the worst. This is the worst, not the worst City side, but the worst City form. Shall I say?
Yeah, but can I also say something?
Saying?
Can I say something positive about this City side? I think that's the thing. It's like you gave them confidence. I think like sometimes you have to give confidence because first of all, Gundogan and Bernardo were back to their best in this game because I saw Gundogan running and pressing, and I saw Bernardo all over the pitch grabbing the ball. Recently, he's been making mistakes, but it looks like you gave us so much confidence. It's as if what has been happening to us happened to you. So we took confidence from that because I was like, whoa. When I saw Bernardo tracking back and Gundo catching up to Caicedo, I was like, what's going on? What did Gundo drink today? Because they started working hard, you know what I mean? And then after that mistake the kid made, they seemed to galvanize still. They seemed like they didn't give up. So maybe they also knew about you guys, that maybe these guys have also been dropping the ball. So you might never know. Look, I'll thank you guys if you guys have actually brought us back. Because you guys brought us back. I was enjoying the football. Because we started badly and then I was like, this is the Man City I've been waiting for. We started playing good football. I was like, no way. So if Chelsea brings us back by them dropping the ball, I'll be so happy. But I'm just surprised by this Chelsea midfield because I was like, Caicedo, Enzo Palmer against Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, and Gundo. Who's winning that? These kids, these younger guys are winning that.
Patrick, are you talking about the same City that lost 4-2 to PSG just a few days ago?
Yes.
Talking about that same City, okay.
No. I'm trying to say these guys today. I don't know, Dayo, if you watched the game.
I did.
Did you notice this? They clicked something in the City team. It started badly, but when City started playing, I was like, oh my God, City are actually holding on to the ball and Chelsea can get the ball. So I'm just trying to say
it looked like normal football now. I don't think like City is back. I think like this looked like, honestly speaking, like the norm of what football should be. It was a good game. The Chelsea City game was a good game to watch. It was interesting to see how a younger team that literally I think will be one of the better teams in the near future against like the veteran team that we know that can do it. It was a good game to watch. So but I honestly I was torn, man. If left to me, if I wanted to do like banter, I really wanted as horrible as it sounds, I wanted Chelsea to win just because because I just wanted to stick it to City again. I just be like, I just wanted City fans to understand that this is the norm of football. What Pep has done at City is the exception. It took you guys 49 years to win your first Premier League. So don't even come here and now make all this noise because Pep has now done all of this good work. That was exceptional. This is
do you know what, Dayo? Let me say something. Do you know what? Sorry. Somebody told me this, guys, on the panel, and I hope it's not true because somebody said it. He said, knowing you guys, knowing Man City, you know how our list, because I did a video where I was showing the list of games we're playing. We're usually going to play you guys. We're going to play Chelsea. After Chelsea, Arsenal, then Liverpool, then Newcastle, then Forest. He says, knowing this City side, you wouldn't be surprised that people have been saying these guys are shit, and then they're going to rob these games. They were going. He says, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys end up coming out of these games. You're like, City just robbed every resort there. Like, how did that happen?
But you know,
Actually, you know the ironic thing, right? You I think you played Bruges on Wednesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think I can't remember when.
Wednesday,
you
I
played
think.
Man,
A lot of people are split on that opinion, Patrick. It's not just one opinion. There are some people who will say that, like myself, because of former PTSD. You get me?
No,
Do you think Hussam, we can actually this difficult run we can end up robbing these teams?
You can't, and I'll tell you why. Whatever you
Emmanuel, who said
No, no,
Sanchez
let
is better than
let me
Raya?
just say this. Whatever you do this season, Patrick, right?
Send me their names. Send me their names. Right. I'll make a list of Jericho of the names who said that. I'll do Jericho's list and I'll add them to the names.
Yeah, go ahead, Dayo.
Patrick,
He's saying I'm gonna do the Don Hussam.
from this stage till the end of the season, if City go on a mad run and win all their remaining 15 games, that's 45 points. 45 for the 41. You can only get 86 points.
Oh, not to win the trophy.
No. I'm not saying to win.
About these.
Hear me out. I'm not saying to win the trophy. I'm saying so whatever you do, right? Regardless, even if you run amok on the next 4-5 teams, which I doubt, I don't see you going through Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
I don't see you guys literally just coming and running through all those 4 teams. And if you do, then that's a madness. But regardless, all Liverpool need now is to get to 88 points. And with what they have right now at 53, all they need is what? 35. So
no. I think you're getting me wrong. I think you're getting me wrong. I'm saying somebody said, because I was looking at these 6 games. I was like, these 6 games will be trashed by these teams. I'm telling you, we'll be at the bottom of the table. And somebody was like, I'm telling you, this is when you find, because your injuries are bad. He says most of your team now can rotate. He says, I wouldn't be surprised if City start robbing these games. And after these 6 games, they rob, then you go back to being shit. I was like, if that miracle happens, I thought Chelsea was going to run us. I was thinking 4-1. I was like, Chelsea.
I think the ironic thing would be, I think Bruges might take it to you longer than we did today in midweek.
Nah, Bruges are going to slap us, man. Bruges have got 19 games and defeated.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm
Where
saying.
are we going with all this?
Bruges will take it.
Bruges are going to slap us.
Bruges have to win as well, man. Don't discount Club Bruges, man. They have to win as well during the week.
Wow, I just heard that right. Don't discount Club Bruges. Fair enough.
Shut up.
Fair enough.
Weirder things have happened this season. Nottingham Forest are in 3rd, you know. Things are happening.
By the way, Bournemouth are like a couple of points behind, you know?
No, it's joint.
Yeah.
Joint, they're in 40.
Joint,
They're in
right?
40 points.
We're in 5th now, I'm pretty sure.
No, we're 6.
You almost have
The 6.
you almost have Kepa Arrizabalaga above you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You better watch out, Maresca, because you don't want that. Chelsea fans will turn on you. That is true.
TK, let me stop you right there. If we had Kepa in goal right now, we wouldn't be 6. We'd be higher up the table.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's
I
right.
agree, yeah.
Kepa, come back.
And I think Kepa's crap. I think he's crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, he's better than Sanchez.
Sanchez
Yeah, but
is
Kepa's not making this mistake.
I don't know what's lower than Sanchez.
Exactly.
Sanchez is lower than a snake's belly, man. He's that rubbish, okay? He's underneath. He's underneath the ground. You'd have to dig underneath to find his tail.
That's somebody's father now. That's somebody's child. Like somebody gave birth to that guy. He's not like he just spawned out of like atom.
Dio. This might sound harsh, Dio, but I wish they would have practiced safe sex.
Oh no.
Sanchez, I'm sorry, I was trying to defend you, but you know, hey.
I love Dio because he's been defending Chelsea recently so much better than some Chelsea fans.
Why didn't you buy that keeper from Liverpool? I think if you buy him,
Kelleher.
strong.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I think you meant Mamardashvili.
To be fair, I asked Ziad. Ziad don't want him.
Patrick, it's not even that, Patrick. Why didn't we buy the goalkeeper?
In his Mendy kit.
Why didn't we buy the goalkeeper who Liverpool bought to replace Alisson in 2 years?
Mamardashvili.
Why don't we buy?
We were linked to him for 2 windows.
Exactly. Why don't we buy Mamardashvili?
And then you know what's funny, Patrick? We send our Petrovic, right? We send him to Strasbourg, and now he apparently is one of the best keepers in that league, and his passing stats are better than Sanchez.
Oh my god!
But they're telling me that this guy doesn't fit the system that Maresca has And I can't.
There's
Yeah.
this keeper that Ahmed keeps mentioning. You get me?
Is it the one from? Is it in the French league?
The
Right.
Lille guy, no? Chevalier or something?
Yes, Xavi, yeah, but he's like linked.
Yeah, he's the one
everyone's,
that played against us.
yeah, everyone's linked to him.
Mm.
But even like Bolker or something like, he's a good goalkeeper. There's other goalkeepers that are good. But the thing is, though, the thing is now, Jorgensen has earned the right to start a number of games now because of Sanchez's mistakes.
But
That's what it is right now.
Andrew, do you genuinely think Jorgensen is the solution?
No, but
No.
what? But the thing, no, not for
It's a
the rest of the
placeholder
season.
at
Yes.
least.
No,
Yeah.
Hassan. For the rest of, I'm not just a runner. He's deserved the chance to have a run of games now after Sanchez's mistakes. I'm not saying I wouldn't pick Jorgensen to be my goalkeeper for years to come unless he's like outstanding, which I don't think he will be. But
Yeah.
I think he's earned the right to at least play the next five games.
Can I also speak on your manager?
Five games, fair. I mean, it's not that deep to play 5
But
games.
he's earned the right to have a go. Do you know what I mean? Sanchez, you know.
I get it. You're at the Robertson Simicast stage with me.
Yeah,
which is,
he's earned
Yes.
the right.
Simicast ain't incredible, but he's a lot better than
Yep.
Robertson.
That's
He's the
100%
only
the best
option.
comparison
That's
right
what he's the
there.
only
Yeah, but
option. Do you know what I mean?
Can I also
You
speak?
have
Can I also speak on your manager? Like, what
Right.
made me laugh? What made me laugh in this game is I remember when we went to play Arsenal and Arteta was very like obviously Pep Guardiola does this sometimes when he's desperate. When he's desperate, he does this, and you sit there like, Pep, why don't you do this?
Why do you have to bring Arsenal into your conversation?
No, because I want to give this example because I was like, no. You know why I want to give this example? Because we did it against Arsenal and we also did it against RB Leipzig, and those are the two teams, and they were so stubborn. Where Pep has said it, I even said in the press recently, that it's quite funny. Pep sets people up. He said it in the press. He's like, some people like to go man to man, and then they leave a gap in the back. And guess what? Maresca went man to man today again, and then you saw that. City were trying to get Omar Mamouche over the line, which obviously was offside a few times. But that trick that City played on you, they played on Arsenal and Leipzig. Leipzig, obviously, it went worse because it went to 7-0. Arsenal, I think it was 3-1 or something. But that's why Arteta stopped saying this man-to-man, fuck it. With City, don't do this man-to-man, just press them. But you guys today were leaving us with a high line, and then you were going man-to-man, and then you're leaving Haaland alone with a very weak centre-back. And your centre backs can hold Haaland, and you can tell both of them, both of your centre backs, Chalaba and them, they're not enough to hold Haaland. They're not a Saliba, they're not a Gabriel, they're not a Van Dijk, they're not a Diaz. And it's quite funny that you were given warnings, you know, like the warnings were there, and yet your manager kept on pushing and leaving at 1-1. And that's when Edison, I think, was like, you know what? Even Pep was pointing. I think he kept on saying, look at Haaland, and then they kept pointing. And at first, you're given a warning, you didn't stop, you keep going, and then that's when you got hurt. It's just that.
But I think if Chelsea, but Patrick, having said that, if Chelsea had taken their chances when they had those chances in the first half, outside that first mistake that they made and that City made, and then Chelsea scored, Chelsea had other chances. If they are taking those chances, all these ones that you're talking about, Mamouche running in, offside, all that will be a different story.
Yeah, but that's should have could have stuff. That's like we should have could have, but it didn't happen. So here we are.
Here's the really fundamental answer. It cost us today, but he's just gonna he hopefully watches it and learns from it. Do you know what I mean? Because in game and out of game are two different things, aren't they? In game you don't see. Sometimes you don't see, or you're so like tunnel vision. You think it's going to work. But hopefully next time he doesn't do that, or says back away 10 yards or something like that. And that's why I referred to. I can only I sort of don't really Arsenal fans. They must have seen it with Arteta that he did things at the start that he changed, you know, later or something like that. They start. So I'm hoping he learns, and that's why I said earlier. That's what Chelsea fans have to understand. We're dealing with a guy who's a rookie, right? It's his second full season in this, and that's we're going to lose. We're gonna have games where he is doing something and he's not learning from it right away, or he doesn't learn from it at all, and it costs us. It's part of costing us a win or costing us a draw or something like that. And then you go back and you go, okay, what did he remember the last game? Is he going to keep doing this with Haaland? Do you know what I mean? So all we can do is hopefully.
Remember the first game we played.
My big fear for Maresca is like I keep looking back at what he did in the championship. The guy blew a 20-point lead to 1 point gap between him and the second.
Yeah, it's
team.
been in the back of my
That's-
head
that-
for
that-
the
that
last
is-
few
that-
days.
Listen,
I
and I'm
mean,
not
even-
saying it, and I'm not saying it because
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
diss him or anything. I'm just like
No,
that
no.
is you had one of the better teams in the championship, which is you had a
Mhm.
Leicester. You
Yeah.
had Premier League proven players come with you into that squad with a 20-point lead, and you at the end of the season it's 97, 98, 97, 1 point between you and Ipswich. I was just like,
Yeah.
that for me says a lot. It means like and I get it. He had injuries, he had to tinker, he had to play players out of place. Get it, I get that. But I think you're beginning to see where that inexperience is showing now again. You're
Yeah.
beginning to see it. And I said this on Mo Stream. I was telling Ahmed, and I think Ahmed thought I was trying to diss Chelsea. And I was saying, I'm not dissing Chelsea. I'm saying what Chelsea has done is Chelsea has gone back to the drawing board.
Right.
Your oldest player is Tosin. He's 27.
Yeah.
In the last 10 to 15 years, every team that has won the Premier League, the average age has been 26.
Right. Yeah.
6 point something. So you have a very young squad, very talented bunch of players. An inexperienced manager who's going to get that experience in his first season with these boys, and you're going to have these ups and downs. It's going to happen, and it's a good place to be because you can actually see where the errors are. And I get it. Chelsea fans have a standard. Oh, we're a winning club. Yeah. But if you've gone back to the drawing board and you're rebuilding something,
You have to get rid of those. Yeah.
you have to take the growing pains.
Mhm.
You have to take the growing
And on
pains.
the
The only way
flip
to
side,
fix this, is go and buy 2-3 experienced players, one in defense, one in midfield, and one in attack. Get experience, like go bring a Gyökeres, go bring an experienced midfielder, go get an experienced defender, and then get a goalkeeper, and you guys are good. Then you're balanced out because now you have
this window, they could have done it this window, right? They could have done, especially maybe not the striker, but two of them. They could have signed Mark Gurhey, right? He's a good defender, and they could have got Douglas Luiz on loan for the rest of the year, right? Premier League experience in there, ready to go. That's up to the sporting directors. They'd rather focus on signing Garnacho because the data told them he might be good
60
in
million.
15
Garnacho
years time.
60 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Wait. Is that Garnacho thing true or it's a joke?
Well, we've apparently
That's
I
true.
don't know how long it takes to prepare a bid, but it's taken 6 days so far to prepare a bid. So I don't know how long it takes to prepare a bid.
Why are you buying?
Okay, now
Garnacho
that we
instead of
have
just
all
buying a
agreed,
striker?
let me just say this. Now that we have all agreed that this is Sanchez is at fault for the second goal and all this stuff.
Yeah,
Can we talk about your manager now, please?
we were.
That's what I wanted to say.
That's what we're talking
Because Maresca out is trending.
Yeah, well, that's just
course it
idiocy.
because one thing, because you compared him with Arteta.
It's reality, Andrew. It's reality.
No, it's not reality, man.
Okay, am I making it up?
No.
Am I
Let me
making-
just say, this. I'm sick of these Chelsea fans going, get us back to where we were before. Name me a title race Chelsea fans we were in from 17 we won it till 22 when these guys were over. Name me a title race we were in because we weren't in one. We barely scraped fourth. We finished fourth once because we lost to Villa on what last day of the season. Spurs beat Leicester, so we got fourth that way. These Chelsea fans don't live in reality. They think we were in close to,
recency bias.
we were in Liverpool, Man City title races for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
We weren't. We weren't at all. We were barely winning cups. How many finals did we lose? Have we lost before were they taken over? We lost many cup finals. This whole standards thing doesn't exist. It's a made up word in this fan base. Why aren't we buying world class defenders? We've never bought a world class defender.
The only
Ever.
reason why you know what I think? I think the Champions League, your Champions League win is what's giving all these young Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
Like
Do you know,
they feel
Dayo, do you know what
if
that
you-
Champions League? Do you know what Champions League win did, Dayo? We won, and all summer we were after a striker, right? Because you know what they said. You know what Chelsea fans said? We just need a number 9 to complete this squad. We just need a number 9, and we got Lukaku. Not knowing that actually, remember, people forgot we were crap in the league season that season. We scraped fourth on the last day of the season.
We
because
lost the final
Leicester
against
lost.
Leicester in the FA
We
Cup
were
too.
shit. We lost 5-2
Yeah.
to West Brom that season at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I
So
ask you guys one thing?
That Champions League, as great as it was winning, I will never turn it down. That shadowed a lot. We have never, honestly, the word standards at Chelsea, and then these same people are saying we just start Ben Chilwell at left back. I mean, these people are fucking mental. Honestly, they have no standards themselves. They have no standards. They don't know what standards mean. You know what I mean? They have no standards whatsoever. Honestly, they think we pick up like, Man, they think we're like signing like all the best world class talent every season. No, honestly, I can't remember how many world class players. We don't sign world class players. We develop them into world class.
Yes.
That's what happened. That's what's happened all the time. Bring me Lukaku. Oh, we're going to get Haaland. Piss off. Were we going to sign Haaland 3 years ago?
Not even that. Like, well, actually, TK, what's your question, TK? I'm actually curious what your question is.
First of all, how's my mic? My mic was bugging. I heard.
Okay.
Your mic sounds
better now.
nice. Your mic sounds nice.
Okay, good. Thank you. Well, what I do wanted to ask about Maresca
Did you just
is,
start beatboxing to show that his mic sounds good? That's
Your mic sounds nice.
There it is.
I mean, it's a good way to know. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? So, but because I am the kind of fan that my fan base calls toxic and negative. You know what I'm saying? Because I have actual standards. So I look at things at the flip side when people are talking about, oh, we need this, and khalas, it's we're good again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thought is, you guys have invested a lot in this team, and yes, I can see similarities with Arteta and Maresca when it comes to his answers at press conferences, because you clearly see that it's not going right, yet you act like it's going exactly how you want it to go, but you were just unlucky. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's for a guy like Maresca, who at the beginning of the season showed actual, how should I say, authority. He was a very authoritative figure. He let his mark. You know, he just showed the club, okay, I'm not looking at your tears. Sterling, get away. You know what I'm saying? This player, get away, and this is my team. Khalas. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. But now you actually almost believe in your own delusion. You know what I'm saying? To the fact that you almost think that what you did was correct, but it wasn't correct in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So because what Arteta does, and what annoys me very, very much, is when Havertz has a stinker, which happens a lot, we all know. You know what I'm saying? He
We're
says,
aware.
yeah, you are aware. Yeah. He says, I cannot love him more. He works really hard. You know what I'm saying? He goes to the space invader, blah blah blah. He says all those things, the things that we don't want to hear, because we want them to be critical. You know what I'm saying? But Maresca, because the interview today, I heard that he said we did well. And we didn't deserve this score. You know,
we were better than 2 months ago. Can
I be fair, TK? I'm sorry, I have to be fair, and I do this to every managers. I don't use what the managers say publicly against them ever.
It's their actions.
Even though today I could have low blow the shit out of Chelsea. I could have punched them in the nuts repeatedly. But your manager waffles in press conferences. My manager waffles in press conferences, and my ex-manager did. And so do every single manager. There is no manager in this whole league that does not waffle bullshit
they're trained to answer that
in the press conference. Even the Maresca doing the Sanchez prop. Okay, genuinely now, right? Fuck Chelsea. I hope they get liquidated. What is Maresca supposed to say publicly? Nah, you're right, man. Sanchez is shit, by the way.
No, but at least say it didn't work, and we need to work on it.
You know, Klopp has blamed weather before.
I know, but that's the thing, though.
I don't care.
TK, that's the thing, though. If a manager keeps saying every press conference, after every game, every weekend, midweek, every weekend, we need to work on. The fans get upset because, like, what are you working on that is not working?
But here's the thing, bro.
Listen, but here's the thing. Listen, Amorim has grace right now by saying what he said because he just joined the club. Give him another 2 months. Maresca, at the beginning of the season, what did he say about certain players in Chelsea? He called out Mudryk. He was blunt about players, and all of a sudden all of a sudden he's changed his method because the media training has kicked in, and they've told him, listen, bruh, there's certain things you don't go out there and say.
Here's the thing, though, about Amorim, though, that makes the situation different than Chelsea. I think Amorim is brought into a situation where the board at United know very well that they're going to be getting rid of a lot of these players. Whereas at Chelsea, and I'm starting to believe this more and more, I was just talking about this on my stream with Surfer, I'm starting to believe more and more all this thing about Raheem Sterling, all this thing about Ben Chilwell, and all these players being ousted. I think that was what the directors wanted, and Maresca was only just verbalizing that publicly. And I just, with Sanchez, when you think about it, we bought the player for 17 mil, right? We have all these goalkeepers we purchased that are up and coming. It might even be more or less, but it's give or take. It wasn't that expensive of a signing. The persistence to play him, even though you're seeing the issues, even though you just bought a keeper in Jurgensen that had one of the highest save percentages in La Liga. I'm starting to think more and more that it's like, okay, I think your hands are tied and you're being forced to play this because you're being told to. You were hired because the managers or the directors wanted someone who can coach instead of asking for demands and players and stuff. That was part of the reason why Pochettino was sent out the door, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking more and more that he is just the talking head for the sporting directors, and he's being asked to do the best of what he can with what's in front of him, and to play some certain players and whatnot.
So here's the thing, right? I'm not listening, and just in the chat things, Ashley, listen, you can say about spending money and expectations, but Sam knows this, and Marshall knows this, I think the rest do. As soon as the transfer window shut and you didn't get me a recognised good goalkeeper and you didn't buy me Osherman, I said top 4 battle.
Yeah.
I said top 4 battle, right? That's what I said. I think for the transfer window, I said 6, but there's difference between expectations and standards, and expectations are 2 totally different things, because your expectations can change through the season, right? And expectations of Chelsea changed because Maresca actually did something that most Chelsea fans thought he wasn't going to do, and actually had a good start, good first half of the season. And expectations changed, and rightly so. The issue he has is that, unfortunately, if he was at another club, you could give him a bit more grace, but he's at Chelsea, so that's where your standards kick in, and you go, we're a big club. Well, yeah, we understand it's your second year, but you need to try and correct something. I don't want to focus on Sanchez, but it's not going to everything will change if we drop Sanchez, or we're suddenly going to be the best team ever. But you can make subtle little changes that maybe start a snowball that starts into an avalanche of better performances and better results. When something's there that's so obvious that everyone knows that even rival fans, after they stop taking the piss, actually go, you need to drop Sanchez because he's a rubbish goalkeeper, then there's a problem, right? And if you're not willing to do that, then or if this whole conspiracy is, he's being told to play Sanchez, then walk. Yeah? No, you should never be told as a manager that you need to start.
You know what? He's not going to walk, because you also have to.
I know he's not going to walk.
I know,
I know he's not going to walk.
and I think one of the. I know what you mean by that, but you also need to look at he came from the Championship, and this is his first team, and he wants to build a career. He wants to be the best. He's coaching Chelsea now, so he knows if he leaves Chelsea, as long as he leaves you in a good position, whenever he leaves Chelsea, people already see now that it's the owners and the board that are really controlling everything. So they know that he's a good. We can tell, like, if you give him the right players, look at what he's done so far this season. So he knows that he wants to build his career. So that guy, I'm sure he's smart enough to be like, I'll be your mouthpiece and your talking head for Chelsea. You're a massive club. I'll be the talking head. But God knows, when I leave here and I go to another club where they're willing to back me, you'll see what I'm really, really good at. And you can see that with what's his name, Nuno Espirito Santos, or whatever his name is, with Nottingham Forest. Yeah. I mean, from Tottenham to, like, you can see exactly. I'm not saying Nottingham Forest backed him per se, but they're giving him everything he needs as a manager, unlike Tottenham, and he's performing. Punching above it.
That's why I said it's like this Maresca thing is probably because people were just waiting for something like this to happen.
Yeah, of course they were. There's people who had agendas that wanted this to happen.
You don't have to be Maresca out, but you can still critique the performance of the coach or manager.
Some people were Maresca out at the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, they never. Yeah,
100%.
And all they're waiting for is, like, you see, the same thing for me. Like, TK knows this. He calls me the positive Arsenal fan, but I tell him, I'm like, I'm not the positive Arsenal fan. My thing is, I love my club, and I will support the club when they are there. Like, so you've chosen Arteta. We are going to lie with him till we get rid of him. I won't fool myself every day and be like, oh yeah, Arteta's got to go, when I know he's not going. I know they're not getting rid of him right now. So I'm not even going. I'm just going to be like, listen, okay. Sadly. I will call them out when they're wrong. I will call out the good, call out the bad, and keep my fingers crossed that we get rid of him when it's time. Hossam can bear me witness. Last season, I said, even if Arteta wins me a double this season, I said this last. I said, even if Arteta wins Arsenal double this season, if I'm the ownership, after he wins the double, I'll say thank you very much for your job well done. You've built our solid squad. You've built the team. The fans are happy. You've won a double. I will go get a new manager. I said that last season. I said that. I said I don't.
You said even if they win, you said this season, I've heard you say many times, even if he wins like the cup double, you'd want him out.
I said even if he wins the cup double, even if he wins the Premier League, and here's the sad thing:
I've never heard you say that. Yeah, I've heard you say the cup double.
If he wins, even if he wins the Premier League and says by some miracle the Champions League, I still want him out because his job is done. And I'll tell you
Sure.
why. I'll tell you why. For me, when I look at what he has built, the Arsenal that he inherited to the Arsenal that we are now, if he wins anything, it's not the norm. It's the exception. He's not that manager. He's a builder. Arteta is a builder. So if he wins anything, it's an exception. It's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
So if we keep him, it's going to be build, and then it's going to.
Okay, before we go to Arteta, there's just one thing I want to discuss with Chelsea, and then we're going to move on to Arsenal.
Yeah, not good. I said it.
You see the
It was
difference,
quiet.
guys? You see why I said I love working with Andrew? See why? Look at the two different reactions. One guy eye rolled like Vicky Guerrero in 2006, and the other guy is like, yeah, he's not good. You know, he was about to say, excuse
No, he didn't
me.
say
That's
he
what was
wasn't
about to
good.
say.
He said he
Like,
wasn't
was
good
about to be
today.
So mad.
No.
Okay.
I
This is
think
the
it
problem
sounds
with you
referring to
guys.
today, though. It
This
sounds
is the
referring
problem
to
with the
today.
likes of Marshall.
Yeah.
You know, I have given Trent zeros and I've given Salah zeros, and they've won stuff for my club.
Mhm.
Never mind, had one good season. I gave Salah a 0 against Nottingham Forest. I gave Trent a 0 against Manchester United. I cussed Van Dijk last season away at the Emirates when we lost 3-1, and him and Alisson decided to go for a hugging match mid-game. That's the shit that I cussed out those players, and they won me stuff. No bullshit. Don't do this whole based on his level. No, he was shit. There is that right. That decision alone, when you're 1-0 up, if he scored that 2-0 in 10
He was
minutes,
quiet to me.
their confidence
Hussam,
is shot and they're destroyed.
I criticize Palmer though, Hussam. That's the thing.
Why
I
you
feel like
eye-rolling then, Vicky?
Because I feel like every time I come on, it's Palmer. It's not always Palmer though. That's
Yeah,
the
but he
thing.
doesn't
Like,
perform in the big game. Then what can I do?
That is a reference. So here's the thing, right? We have to be honest, right? I think Palmer's actually had more bad games than good games this season.
Yes.
Okay. I think he's
Thank
had
you.
more.
Thank you. Honesty.
I think it was this. Let's face it, right? This whole world class thing. He had a world class performance against Brighton. A world class performance against Brighton. Everyone has to admit that. But he now he's now getting a reputation of not turning up this season in big games. And once again, like I told Patrick, and everyone knows this, Man City don't do man marking jobs. When have you known Pep Man City to do a man marking job? None, right?
Yeah.
He had time, he had space to affect the game, and he didn't do it, right?
No.
And he has to take. He has to take that.
How many players are on the team actually?
11. Yeah.
There's another player as well we can point out.
Okay.
Man like Jackson, 0 goals and 7.
Listen. I understand other players.
Jackson has 0 goals and 7.
Where were the other guys?
Situation.
No. Let me just. I would just listen. I just want to focus on Palmer, and maybe that is all. Maresca has to do that as well. Is that I like the way he challenges. He challenges Madueke a lot. You hear him challenge Madueke a lot after games, and like Sancho and something like that.
I think he needs to start challenging.
I think
Palmer.
he has to do that for Palmer as well.
Yeah,
internally
100%.
and externally, and go. Do you know what? You're a great talent. The numbers this season, you've got the numbers, but the performances are nowhere near of last year's performances so far this season. You've got imagine having last year's performances and the numbers already this season. I mean, we'd be further up the table. He'd be winning games, but he has to learn. Yeah, it's a new position. You're playing in 10 centrally most of all, but you are allowed free reign, really. Do you know what I mean? So you have to step up more. You're now one of the people. You're now one of the guys who people look to actually step up when things aren't going well. To take the ball, like you did last season, take the ball by the scruff of the neck and go. But Chelsea fans have to be honest. It's okay to critique Cole Palmer. It's all like Nandy,
not eye roll.
you know. Oh, we don't have to. Oh no, just no. What about this other player? No, we'll critique players individually. And we'll critique players as a team. Palmer has earned the reputation, like he did last year, of being praised a lot and parts of this season. So when he doesn't play well, we're not saying he's shit and going overboard like some people are doing.
No one is.
We're saying you've built a reputation. You're a great player. We've seen it for 18 months now. But at the moment, you're not stepping up to the plate. And he's young. And he has to. And he's young. And he's gaining experience.
He'll gain those experiences. The one thing I will blame him for
it's
today.
the experience.
The one thing I will blame him for today in that game, because I watched it, was the pass to Jackson.
Oh,
Palmer, you're better than that. Like I
know.
know.
Better than that. Yeah.
Just shoot it.
That was the
I
only
understand
thing
he's trying to be generous and help out Jackson, but at the same time, bro,
that, no,
we
no,
need
no,
to
but,
win
but
this
no,
game.
but I'm saying,
Would Salah be generous? Would Kevin De Bruyne be generous?
That's what I
Would
mean.
Haaland
That
be
comes with the
generous?
experience, right? That's where the experience
the
comes
pass,
in. Yeah.
The pass was bad, is what I meant. Not
There
the
was a
fact
bad
that-
pass
Yeah,
too.
also the
Yeah.
pass was
Yeah.
bad.
Pass.
This is true.
Like my
Yeah.
thing was not even that. I don't care if you want to be selfish and take it yourself, fine. But if you're going to make such a pass, put it in front of him, man.
Yeah.
Just put it at his
Yeah.
feet, for God's sake.
Yeah, you made it more difficult for him.
Yeah.
and
You know what?
it
You know
was
what I
what it
said
is
though.
with,
You know you can't.
yeah,
Sorry
go
to get. I was about to say. I said it earlier. I don't know if anyone missed it. But Dayo, I think he also has to learn. You know, he was ahead of the defender, right? He
Mhm.
should have curved the ball in a bit more to go ahead of the defender, so it's on his left foot, so he can shoot. Because he was ahead of Jackson as well. He has to learn that as well as going forward. That you have to, if you're not on your left foot, fine. But you had so much time to actually get onto your left foot and create an angle for yourself that you can take on the shot and score. But he has to learn it. But you're right. The pass, even if he doesn't want to do that, the pass had to be better than it
But
was.
listen,
And we know he can pass it better.
And that comes with, and I think that comes with also, like, I mean, it's easier said than done when we
Don't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it
when
comes
we
with
watch it on TV.
experience. Please
No, yeah,
don't do it.
because when you're running with the
It's
ball
true
like that,
though, Sam.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
he's
strong.
still on goal. He's been in this position before and
Yeah,
scored.
yeah, we have to say
Yeah,
that.
I get that.
Sam,
No,
they'll
but
do
I
it.
mean overall impact on the game, though, Hussam, right? Like when we talk
Yeah, but like
about
when you say experience, this is not a Champions League semi-final. This is a game away at the Etihad, which he has done well in
Yeah.
before.
And when do you
Yes.
get those chances? Normally, those are very
No.
rare chances you sometimes can get, even at the Etihad.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Last season, there was an over reliance on Palmer. This season, I think what Maresca's trying to do is build a team that can not over rely on Palmer, which I do appreciate that. I do think there should be a team that we can rely on Enzo to win us the game, or we can rely on Jackson to win us the game, so on and so forth. But this season, with Palmer, one of the things that I'm starting to come to terms with is that, like, the inexperience is there. Even though he was phenomenal last season, this season we're seeing now when the responsibility is on his shoulders, when the responsibility is in front of him, sometimes the decision making isn't there. Sometimes he wants to be the one to win the game. And it's frustrating because when you look at seasons past, when we look at Man City, right, in the 10th position, you have a Kevin De Bruyne. In the beginning of Kevin De Bruyne's reign, he had to learn from a Silva, right? He had to learn from other players in that position how to manage the game, how to make the decisions. And Palmer is learning that craft. And I hope he does eventually learn it and become sensational and step up and be the right player in that position. But right now, I'm not seeing those Kevin De Bruyne types of performances where Kevin De Bruyne can just take the game by the scruff of the neck and make the right decisions, find the right pass for Jackson, find the right pass for Nani.
He's young.
He's young.
Yeah,
And Jackson
So,
as well.
yeah.
What's going on
I
with
mean,
Jackson? Zero goals in seven.
Kevin De Bruyne didn't
Uh,
pop up until his mid-late 20s, man. Let's be
We
realistic.
don't. The problem with Jackson is we don't have a striker that can bench him. It's just honestly like Nkunku's not
where's
that
the
guy.
pressure? Where's the pressure?
Yeah,
Sam?
when
Where's the
when
pressure?
Nkunku noticed that when Nkunku came on, Man City stopped making errors because there was no one pressing them, no one forcing errors out of the defense. Because Nkunku, it just what Nkunku likes to do, he likes to pass the ball and make a run in behind, and it's just unfortunate because there's a good player there. He's a phenomenal player. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be misinterpreted. He's a great player, but for the system and the way Maresca wants to play, does not suit at all.
Isn't he
the
going to
problem-
Isn't he going to Bayern?
Well, the thing, this is my conspiracy theory, Dyer, because Tell didn't get any minutes again today, and I think they're trying to freeze him out. So he says, "Okay, I'm going to leave." So we buy him, we then sell him in Cuckoo, and then
Maybe that's why you want to
Yeah.
sign Garnacho.
Well, I think the Garnacho we're doing. I think this is whole like smokescreen stuff. You know what I
I
mean?
hope it's a
like
smoke
they really
screen.
want Tell. I think they really want Tell. They want Tell. That's what they
Smoke screen for Rashford.
want. Oh, fuck, a smokescreen. Just
I don't know
fucking
what's
give me a
worse,
give me a
Garnacho or
smoke.
links.
Give me a smoke, not a
My
smoke
bad,
screen. I
my
want a
bad.
fog.
Sorry.
I'd rather
my
just
bad. I didn't
suffocate in the
realize
smoke.
this is a sensitive ass topic for you. My bad. Can help. Anyway, listen, big up to Emmanuel for the super chat. Big up everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Big up to every single one of you guys. Everyone who shows us love, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel out. We're going to move on to the two winners today. But first, I must respect my guests and start with them. And TK always likes red carpet treatment. You get me? So we have to ask TKA if
Definitely
His
red.
Majesty would like to unmute his mic and tell us his thoughts on Arsenal Football Club. Go ahead, Habibi.
To be fair, I tried to say a few things, but they were in a passionate conversation, so I let them go. You know what I'm saying? But,
We'll go on mute.
ahead.
We'll go on Marshall. Go on mute.
Yeah, I'm gonna silence
Well,
myself.
this game, is a bunch of mixed feelings because I'm very very happy that we won the game at the end, because normally this season when we go we get a red card, we just go defensive and khalas, you know what I'm saying? We just hope to pray that we do not lose the game. But this game, bro, it was a great performance by some of the players, but also a very shocking performance from one specific individual, in my opinion, that I will call out today because I am sick and tired of that guy at this club. And I'm just hoping and praying that he will get sold next summer. But yeah, all I can say is, bro, the fact that we couldn't score 2-3 goals at the beginning of that game, because we had chances. Do not get this wrong. We had chances that were not set pieces. The 3 headers in particular with Kai Havertz, that at least 2 of them he should have scored. And 2 of them went outside, how should I say, did not even hit the target, and 1 went straight at the keeper. You know what I'm saying? This guy cannot hit a barn door. The amount of chances Trossard created for him, the amount of chances these players, Nwaneri was playing amazing in the first half before he had to get subbed off because of that red card. We created enough chances to finish that game in the first half. 2-0, 3-0 easily. You know what I'm saying? But we chose to make it hard for ourselves by having a striker that cannot finish his dinner to save his life. You know what I'm saying? First of all. Second of all, I am a realistic fan. I always look at my players first before I look at any third party or anything. You know what I'm saying? I look at the stupidity that my players do when something happens negatively at this club. Okay? But nobody in this panel or in this chat can tell me that challenge of Miles Lewis Skelly was a red card. That's bogus. If that is a red card, khalas, make this basketball. No more contact sport.
Well, no,
You know what I'm saying? No more contact sport. No more contact sport. Because this same guy has kept on Kovacic twice in the game that they played against us last year at the Emirates, when he chopped Ødegaard's leg, when he chopped Rice's leg, and he didn't even book him. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. Something that Rodri does every week. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real, guys. This was very, very harsh. And I am not the guy that blames referees. Okay, I look at my players first, like I said. But this was the softest red card I've seen. Next game is City, and guess what? He's not there. And the game after that is against Newcastle, and guess what? He's not there as well. And this has been one of our most informed
I'll be
players.
honest with you, I think this is getting rescinded. You don't have to worry about this.
What? Oh,
I think
this
they'll
is gonna
eventually
get,
rescind it. I can't even lie.
bro, I have no hope whatsoever because of how fraudulent the PGMOL is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real. But apart from that, I'm gonna big up a few players. You know what I'm saying? Big up MLS, considering the red card. You still had a good game in my opinion. The defenders, amazing. Timber is being Timber as always. The midfield, bro. I just need to have this segment for Rice and Partey because those two ran their socks off. It was a 2-man midfield after we got that red card, you know what I'm saying? And we still managed to control them. Rice was everywhere, in your face, you know what I'm saying, at all times, and also in the attack. I thought those two in particular had amazing games. But Martinelli and Kai Havertz, if they left my club today, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I think I would even celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? It
There's a lot you wouldn't
point.
lose sleep over, it seems.
Bro.
You've made the statement before about a certain Spanish man.
What, Arteta? Praise. Okay, I'm gonna compliment him.
Did DKA say or not say, if Arteta leaves, I wouldn't lose sleep over that? Don't lie.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Give it to Airport
Oh.
Albert. He has a bigger CV than him. You know what I'm saying? Well, why would
Okay,
I care?
Lee, why are you just copying Ligue 1 as well?
I know you were gonna say that. That's why I said
Yeah,
it.
be creative. Be your own.
but
This
okay,
guy just
okay.
literally just repeated exactly
No.
what Lee said.
I know it was a joke. Okay, but
Really?
Yeah,
Really,
you wouldn't
Sam?
take
Really,
Airport
Sam?
Albert to be your man.
But
You're saying
I'm
that,
gonna say-
Sam. You're saying that after the backstage before the stream, what you said, that Lee said earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, because
wow. You're that type of person. You're that type of person. Wow.
Nothing bad, by the way, Chad. It's
Literal
nothing bad.
stabbed me in the
Nothing bad.
back. Stabbed me in the. You deserve Robert Sanchez. I hope he signs an extension.
Oh, you said my trigger word. I'm going
There
now.
you go.
But you know what's funny, Hussam? You like to joke and create this narrative that I'm Arteta in and Arteta out at the same
But
time.
you are. It's
But
not a narrative.
I have been I've been done with this guy last year when he didn't win the league. So nobody in this God's green earth can convince me that this guy is good enough to win me the league after the shit I've seen this season, after the bias that he has for players like Merino and Havertz, and you know what I'm saying, treating other players like robots. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, what he did with Martinelli, because I feel like the regression of Martinelli is because of him. You know what I'm saying? Not because of Martinelli himself. I do not believe that the talented player that even Jurgen Klopp wanted at Liverpool is this shit all of a sudden. I do not believe that, okay? So at this moment in time, yes, he deserves praise because this game, he did very, very well. He took off Nwaneri, which I didn't agree with, but the way he set up in the second half, we still went for that game despite having a red card. And I like to see that, okay? Because it's not impossible to win games with 10 men. And Arteta, normally when we had a red card, he sat back, but not this game. And that's why he deserves praise this game. I am not an agenda merchant that's going to 24/7 slate a guy just because, you know what I'm saying, just because of the sake of agendas. No, he did well today, and he deserves praise. But yeah, Kai Havertz is the biggest culprit of today, in my opinion. So that's my whole spiel about this game, bro. We should have killed off that game very early, but we have a donkey up front, and apparently we still don't need a striker. So there you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I mean, the only
Dayo
thing,
would like to join us, or do you want to red
yeah,
card
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah,
well?
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, guys, joining us on the stream is man like banter on the pitch. He would like to state his opinion on Arsenal Football Club. Go ahead, give him a
You're a
soundboard.
fraud. You're a fraud, Hussam. Hussam, you're a fraud.
Give him a soundboard, please. Give us Dayo soundboard. Give us something. Give us like
I'll give you a round of
applause.
applause because he just joined us. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
go ahead, brother
Welcome, Dayo.
Dayo.
Welcome.
Let us unveil your opinion.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You're far too kind. You're far too kind. So here's the thing for me. This game, Arsenal showed me something that we've not showed before when we're 10 men down this season. We've been 10 men down, I think, twice this season. A 1 man down, which is 10 players in this season, and have played defensive in all those games. In this game, we came out in the second half really guns blazing. Now, was that a managerial tactic? Yes, if it was, kudos to Arteta, kudos to the players themselves for still carrying themselves and pushing the game that hard with 10 men. I mean, until it became 10-10. And the minute that game became even, I just knew we were going to win. I knew we were going to win. Whether it was going to be 2-1, 3-2, I knew they were going to score. Like in my mind, I was like, if we score and they score, we'll score again. Because evenly, we look the better side. Will I sit here and say this is the squad that I want? No. But are they getting wins? Yes. And for me, it's about the 3 points when it comes to the league. So get your 3 points. Let's move on to the next one. Find a way to win every game. I hear people when they criticize the players, when they criticize the manager. Arsenal is not good enough according to them. Kai Havertz is not a striker, but then they beat him over the head with a baton and he doesn't score. But they say he's not a striker. So why do you expect him to score when he's not a striker? You can't say he's not a striker and then beat him over the head with a bat. Right? It just doesn't make any sense. You're basically saying the manager is playing a player who's not a striker in the position of a striker, but I'm also going to beat that player over the head with the striker's a baton when you say he's not a striker. So for me, I'm just 6 points behind one, with a game in hand for Liverpool. It's a tall mountain to climb with the way Liverpool is playing, but it's not impossible. We've seen this happen before. I think today we showed that, we showed determination. We just didn't want to lose. And I hear all the criticisms of, oh, can you sustain this, or Arsenal is crap, or Arsenal is this, and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, if we're crap, why do you worry so much about us? Why do you worry? If we're so crap, if Mikel is so crap and the team is so terrible, you shouldn't even be talking about Arsenal. We shouldn't even be in the conversation. We should just be like, oh, right now they're second, they're going to drop off to like 8th position. Don't worry about them. That's what you should be saying, and you should be saying that with chest. But you can't say that with chest, because the truth is, regardless of what you say, the facts say differently. Kai Havertz may not be pleasing to the eye. I don't rate him as a striker, but the guy has 14 goals in all competitions for us. He's the one who scored the most goals for us in this season so far. But he's the shite guy, according to most rivals and most Arsenal fans. And that for me is where I cannot, rectify the two things. He's so crap, but he's the one who scored majority of our goals. It doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, he misses many chances, and so you can criticize him for that in the game. But it's a team sport, and everybody plays their part. Today, Gabriel and Saliba played their parts. Today, again, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, like TK said, those two, they played their part. Today again, Kai Havertz had some chances, and one of the goals that he missed, that header.
I saw a lot of Arsenal fans cussing him today. Going in.
Listen, that header that he missed, let's be honest about it. The keeper made a phenomenal save because the keeper had gone all the way. No, he had gone left and then stretched his leg.
He didn't move his feet.
No,
He
listen.
just went like this.
Oh, no. He had gone left and he stretched his shin. Go watch it again. He stretched his shin.
Bro, the goal is much bigger than that, bro.
I hear
Just
you.
go there.
TK, I hear you, but my point is the keeper was already moving left, and he headed the ball in the opposite direction of the keeper, which means he headed the ball away from the goalkeeper who was moving left, but the keeper stretched the leg and stopped it. Now, could he have done better and be more clinical? Yes. You say he's not a striker, so how do you expect him to be clinical? You don't rate him as a striker, yet you're saying you want him to do what clinical strikers do.
But
those two things can't match. No, not you specifically. I'm saying generally, like the Arsenal fans on Twitter that were blasting it. I was like, look, you say, oh, he's got to be able to head it to the corner. That's what they're all saying. And I'm like, but you don't rate him as a striker. You expect him to do what strikers do. Like, what are we talking about here? So for me, it's he's not. I mean, Hossam, you can bear me witness when I said, if we get a striker, I don't mind Kai Havertz being my backup striker. You've heard me say this before, Suffer, when I've said Kai Havertz should come off the bench for me. Like for me, yeah. And somebody said, oh, you would spend 60 million and put a player on the bench. I said, that's what big clubs should be doing. Your bench should be 60 million and above in this current market. If you genuinely want to be competing, that's what your bench should be. You should have 50, 40, 60 million players on the bench that are capable of doing the business, So for me, it's a good win, 3 points. I'm happy that we have the 3 points. A bit of pressure still on Liverpool. I mean, they're not going to run away with it like that easily. And let's see what happens by the end of the season. There's 15 more games to play. And I hear that we're going to Dubai. And if last season is anything to go by, if this Dubai trip does what it did last season, we shall see. I'll just read here. We shall see.
If we get another Arteta Salt Bay video, I'm gonna.
No. TK, I know, but if this Dubai trip does what it does, like last season, well, we never know. But yeah, it was a like we should have killed the game off. To be honest, in today's game, we should have killed it off. But we all know that Arsenal have a problem clinically in front of the goal. We've known this all season. So when we score a goal, I'm happy because I'm like, yes, at least we got in the back of the net because I know we have that issue. So for me, defensively is where I don't think we have a bigger problem. But we've also failed ourselves defensively. Like against Aston Villa, we're not very clinical, but then we score 2 goals against Aston Villa. And then defensively, we go to sleep. And we let them equalize, which is where we should have stayed on our strength and said, oh, we're 2 goals up. We're not going to let you score, and just protect the 2 goals with the rest of your life. And then get off that place, go home, sleep, and do it again next week. And I'm glad we did that today, where we scored the 1 goal. And even though we could have maybe gone for another one, just take the 3 points and let's go. At this stage of the season, this whole narrative where people are expecting Arsenal to come and entertain you, I don't want you to entertain me. I want you to get 3 points. F off with your entertainment. Take your entertainment anywhere you want to take it to. You go in there, you score me a goal or 2 and protect it with your entire life. And make sure the opposition doesn't score. Get me 3 points. Let's move on. That's all I care about this season. Yeah. Because at this stage, with all the injuries and everything, every club has injuries. So no excuse. If you don't have your best players on the pitch, take a 3 points and walk away quickly.
Yeah.
However you want to do it. If we have all our best players on the pitch, I don't mind some entertaining football. Give me the Sakas and the Odegaards and still win. I don't mind that. But when we don't have them on the pitch, please just go in there, get 3 points, and let's walk away from this. Yeah,
because you had to, right? The situation you're in, you had to take them because obviously Liverpool are thrashing Ipswich, right? And you couldn't afford to drop more points in it, right? So you take the win, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Just take it. It's done. It's done. You move on to the next game.
Yeah.
No, when's your next game? Is it 2 weeks? Your next game, like your league game? Sorry, 2 weeks. No, it's next week against Man City.
They play next week.
City next week. Yeah. So you had to take it.
How do you feel about the City game?
Yeah.
To be honest, like it's at the Emirates. I think the last time they beat us at the Emirates was like 2-3 seasons ago, if I'm not mistaken.
That's not that long ago, to be fair.
Yeah, that's
Stay
what I said.
humble, eh?
I just said 3 seasons ago.
It's
Like
the treble season, right? It's treble
yeah,
season. I think.
trouble season.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I believe I also
We
believe
want-
strongly, like I believe strongly in something called like head-to-head momentum, which is something that I look at. If like for us at the Etihad, head-to-head momentum, we were never going to win at the Etihad for the longest time. So every time we go there, I'm not expecting a win from us, no matter how But the minute we broke that jinx, like, it's about breaking the jinx. We had the same thing with Tottenham at the new stadium for the longest time, and the minute you break that jinx, I think it becomes a thing. So at the Emirates, we've always done better than City at the Emirates in the last 2-3 I mean, since the treble season. So I'm not really panicked about City at this point, because I also know that they are coming off like a good form, a bad form against PSG. Look at what they did, and against Chelsea, they look good. You don't know what City you're going to face. That's the thing. So I just think we go and do the business while the Emirates were at home. Let's just make sure that we do what we need to do to win that game. So I'm not worried. There's nobody there that really worries me. Like, oh, I think they're going to come down, beat us 3-0, no, or anything like that. So we'll see.
I mean, let's be real. We will not give Gundogan and them man the same freedom Chelsea did today.
Can I
You know,
just say one thing? Sorry, I have to
not gonna
respond to
happen.
this.
Yeah.
Aditya, you're saying any Arsenal fan who thinks we have a chance to win the Premier League is the most optimistic person in the world. Can I just say
Aditya,
one thing? No,
let
no,
me-
Dayo, please,
Okay, go
Dayo, I beg, go. Nonsense. So, we go.
Who teach you this
We
one?
go. Liverpool, right? Who's your enemy? Me. Bournemouth away. Brighton away. Chelsea
Oh,
away.
here we go.
City away. No, I'm not even doing the underdog thing. Yeah, I'm just reading the fixtures. Yeah, relax.
Okay,
City away.
go ahead.
And then we go to Everton away, which is a derby. And then we have to go to Fulham away. And there's an 8th game that I forgot. Wallah, there's an 8th game. I counted them, me and Mo today. There's an 8th game that
You
you
say
forgot.
Villa. You say Villa.
You Villa away. Thank you. Eight tough away fixtures. So now the question is the following: 6 points. Is it impossible to overturn? Are you that? Forget my chest. Forget leopard in the tree. Forget all narratives.
Mhm.
Are you that like defeatist that you think a 6-point deficit is so hard to overturn?
It's not defeatist.
I think
It's not
that's why I said let me just quickly address something here. Aditya, right? Yeah, it's going to be a tough optimism is you're going a bit too far. I've seen this happen before. I've witnessed this as an Arsenal fan, right? United were 10 points ahead of Arsenal in January. 5th position, United first. Come end of season, same thing. I've seen this. It's happened about 7 times in the history of the Premier League, where teams have turned over 10-point deficits starting in the second half of the season. So it's not impossible. And it's not optimism because it's happened. We've seen it happen. We've seen people win the treble, and so we can say it's possible to win the treble. We've seen teams go unbeaten, Arsenal, Liverpool, and other teams like that, and so you can say it's possible to be done. So we've seen, and Arsenal have done it before in the past. So for me, we just put ourselves in a position where we made it harder. That's all I see. We've made it harder, and I just think that when it's harder, you then have to do more. And if we can overturn this and win this league, it's even going to be a sweeter victory. To say we came from behind.
Aditya, your math is wrong, by the way. We only have to lose 2 games and draw 1. Not lose 3.
It's not even that, though, is it? People get focused on losses. Draws are just as bad.
Draws are just as bad.
I genuinely just gave you 8 games
That you
of
can
which
draw.
Liverpool can draw.
Yeah, they can
okay,
draw,
Okay, we
like-
won't lose,
But-
guys. We won't lose. We're so amazing. We won't lose any game. These are 8 games we can literally draw every single one of them.
Mhm.
But you need to understand,
Then
Osama,
what?
this is what I've been telling people is you could drop points, but we drop points as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had 4 chances to close the gap this season, and we only took that chance once. The other 3 times we fumbled. Already this season, okay? For me, it's not about, oh, Liverpool can lose that game, draw that game. I feel like this team has not enough quality up front to keep up with Liverpool, okay? Because when you drop points, we drop points. When you win, we drop points. That's always how it goes, bro. Because you look at it from a Liverpool perspective. I'm
Yeah.
giving you the Arsenal perspective. We do not have enough firepower to keep up and to chase you like we did Manchester City last season. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, Saka is injured, literally our best player, and we didn't replace anyone yet. We didn't even bring someone, not even Rashford. And I don't even want Rashford. You know what I'm saying? But we don't even bring the washed-up trash players. We literally brought in no one, and we need at least 2 frontline players to keep up with Liverpool this season. Because you can keep talking about, oh, we have 8 hard games, blah blah blah. Who's to say that we're not going to drop those games? You know what I'm saying? Those game weeks as well, because we've seen that before this season, bro. 3 times, in fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's not defeatist. It's factual based analysis, because we've seen it before this season.
TK,
So this team needs to prove me
Guys,
wrong.
I just realized.
Hussam, can I say something real quick?
Just realized City are winning the league.
Can I say this?
Have you
Can I
seen
say
City's run? Have you seen City's run of fixtures up from Arsenal onwards? They got like Newcastle, Liverpool, Forest. I think in the next.
Yeah, they
4.
got a really tough
TK,
one
next
too.
month.
TK, I want to say this, right? I mean, if we're going to talk from based on what we've seen in more recent times, this is like recency bias for me. Like, what's to say that we don't go on a crazy?
Last season, we overturned the
What's easy? No, what's easy?
We finished 7 points above them.
No,
That's
no,
a
no, no, no.
13-point.
That's not what I'm saying, Hussam. What is to say we cannot go on the same
You
road
are a
last
fraud,
season?
Dayo. You're a fraud.
Hussam, let me finish my statement.
Because you
Let me
don't
finish my
have
statement. I simply
Saka,
said-
but Dayo.
I simply
we
said, like,
don't have
what-
Saka. We don't have
I-
the
no,
same
I-
resiliency.
listen,
We
listen,
don't give
I
up.
get it.
Like,
Hear me,
you know what I'm saying?
hear me again. I hear you. We don't have this. We don't have that. We don't have. What is there to say that type of run can still not happen, even without? Like, here's the thing. Are we? Because we've seen it happen before, it's not impossible to me. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's not impossible. So my point is that until we fall away fully and we're like, yo, we can't catch Liverpool anymore. I'm not losing hope in this team, because it's possible for us to still do something.
Yeah, exactly.
So until we
Surfer,
fall
it's
away
possible
and
for us to
have
still win the
lost hope-
league, by the way. We're in the title race.
No, until
Factually
we fall
speaking,
away.
you do.
Yeah,
Until
still
we fall away.
possible.
Aditya and TK have lost hope. Okay, but here's the thing, Aditya. Why are you adding 3 to the Everton game? Like, you're just doing +3. We won once there in 7 years.
Hey, they won back-to-back games now. They won back-to-back games now.
But Dayo, like the thing is though, like I get what you're saying, and I respect the optimism. But the thing is, like
Smart there
when
as
it
well.
when it comes to these title races, you kind of have to look at what you've done in the past and apply it to the present. And yes, earlier in the season, you guys, we looked at the past, and you guys have had a history where you have gone on runs. You had the potential. That's why earlier this season, when Hussam asked me, "Oh, are you going to be in a title race?" I was like, "I don't know, because I haven't seen this team in Chelsea go on this run of form where they can go on this crazy runs. I haven't seen this team in Chelsea after December not capitulate. Like where with Arsenal, we have seen it. But the thing is, when you look at the past with Arsenal, have they done it without Saka? That's a big question mark, because Saka and Odegaard have always been a catalyst for you guys' attack. Whenever you guys were the best attack in the league, Saka was involved. Odegaard was involved. I just don't see how it happens with the players you have. When right now you guys are struggling to win games. Like, yeah, you won the game today, but it was difficult. It was difficult against a team that normally on better form, when you have your better players, when you're playing like you used to play, you put them away easily.
Yeah, but that's but what you're saying is just that's logic. If we have our better players on the pitch, we put them away easily. We don't have our better.
Marshall is logical about everyone
Listen,
except his own.
no, we don't have our better players on the pitch, but we found a way to win. We haven't lost. We haven't lost.
Ain't we all?
Look, we haven't lost in our last 7 games. People make it seem
Yeah.
like Arsenal is losing games back to back. We've only drawn 2 games in the last 7 games. I mean,
No
you might-
one is saying
No, hold on,
that.
Hussam, let me
Dayo.
finish. Hussam, let me
You
finish.
draw
Calm down.
too many games, mate.
Hussam, calm down. We drew 2 in the
You
last.
don't have to lose to win a league.
Listen, I just said.
You realize the year that we lost the league in 18-19, we lost 1 game the whole
Hussam,
year.
can I finish? Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Can I finish?
You
All I'm
can
saying
finish,
is,
you can Swedish, you
all-
can Danish.
all I'm
finish.
saying
Go
is
ahead.
this, right? You're right. We don't have our best players on the pitch. We have Saka injured. Odegaard was sick today. We don't have a lot of. We've had every club has injuries, so I don't use injuries as an example, as an excuse. But
Oh,
not
he was
having a-
sick.
yeah, Odegaard
didn't
woke
know
up sick in the hotel. Yeah, he woke up sick in the hotel this morning. He said he was throwing up or something, so they sent him back.
I
That's
bet he had a lot of
Wolverhampton
snot.
hot, man.
Hey, Madueke was right. There's nothing good about Wolverhampton.
So
It
here's
gives you the
what I-
shit. It's shit, and it gives you the shit. That's what happened.
Maybe he had a bad meal.
So for me,
Yeah, it literally gave him the shit. That's what happened.
if you don't have your best players, guys, if you don't have your best players and you're finding ways to win,
Give me one. Oh my God.
and you're finding ways to win, that is a sign of a team that's looking up to give up.
my God.
Because if we look at it, what happened to City when they lost Rodri? What happened to City when they lost Rodri? We saw what happened.
Benito.
The
12,
collapse.
13 games. Exactly. We haven't collapsed yet. We haven't collapsed without our best players. So for me, that's a sign of a resilient team. Now, is it where I want us to be? No. Am I happy about it? No. But we didn't go 12, 13 games, without a win. We literally haven't lost a game. We've drawn. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying draws are good, but we don't have our best players. If Liverpool lose Mo Salah and Van Dijk right now, right, and maybe Gravenberg in the midfield, what do you think will happen? You think they're going to still be playing like the way they play? No, they'll find ways to win.
But Dayo, you need.
I think a lot of it has to do with the
we don't
football,
have
though,
multiple
Dayo.
injuries. We have one injury in Saka.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, City had one injury in Rodri. That was it. But the difference is we did not capitulate like City. Our best player out, their best player out. See the difference? All I'm saying, I'm not saying it's a good position. Imagine we had done 13 without a win. Every Arsenal fan right now will be burning everything that is around them. They'll burn their neighbor's house.
Hey, Dayo. Let me get, and then I want to end the stream on this because we've done 90 minutes. All of you just give me your prediction for Arsenal City next week. But I'm giving you a caveat. You can't say draw because it's sit on the fence answer. I'm not going to accept that bullshit. So if there's a gun to your head and you have to choose a winner, what is your prediction? So I'll let you go first, Dayo.
Arsenal 2, City 1. Omar Mamouche to score 1 goal.
TK.
1-0.
2.
Yeah, what do you think? Of course not.
Yeah.
You understand? You really think I'm going to predict a win for those frauds at my house? No, bro. Of course not. Bro.
Martial.
That's a tough one.
He wanted to say draw so bad. I bet everything he wants to say draw. I bet everything. I will delete the channel.
And then TK reminded me it was at the Emirates, and it's oh wait.
If you say draw, you better play that.
Don't influence their answer. Don't influence them. No. They has to tell us. But you see, Dayo, I'm smart because if I said draw, Andrew and Marshall just say draw, and that's it. Game over. But I'm not playing their game. I'm saying if you had to choose a winner, choose one. Right?
If I had to choose one,
gun to your head, who wins?
I think City win it 1-0.
1-0 to Manchester City.
Yeah.
Okay. Andy Robertson.
How dare you? Man, you took the draw away, you bastard.
That made it so difficult.
Yeah, but you want to know why? Because 90% of the neutrals will say draw because it has draw written all over.
Yeah,
however, all I'm saying is imagine there's a gun to your head, you must predict a winner.
I'll go because I'll just be different because it hasn't been said. I'll go 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2 Arsenal.
Just because you have 3.
Sorry.
Yeah,
no, it just wasn't said. TK,
I don't know how Arsenal will get 3 goals.
I don't think anyone's going to win. I want to draw.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it might be a 0-0.
I think
you know what it is. You know what it is, guys. Even if Hussam didn't say, "Oh, you cannot say draw," I would have still said 1-0 because of the fact that we have something to make right this season. Right. Because we lost last second to City at their home. We need to beat these guys at home to, to make up for.
I hear it, blood.
So yeah, I would still say 1-0.
I'm gonna predict City 4-1 win. I'm just joking, guys. I'm just joking.
You would never pick City.
I'm only joking. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. Anyway, pick up the guys. Make sure you guys are snapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel.
How dare you?
Don't stop this stream.
Let's get 200 likes before the stream ends.
You
get me, like the video, subscribe.
Thank
you to Aditya. Thank you to Aditya and thanks to Emmanuel for the super chat.
Just Seth Rollins does with the chair in the back at the end.
You know why he said that? Because he wants City to win, but he doesn't want to admit it because he hates them.
I'll tell you my. Okay, forget my what I genuinely predict or what I want to happen. If there's a gun to my head and I have to predict a winner, I'll go 1-0 Arsenal. That's my prediction. Anyway. See, I kept the energy consistent, don't worry. By the way, I just want you all to know, if I clicked end stream after saying 1-1, they would all flew to Jordan. Like, all of them.
I was going to send Tonda and Lightning your way.
Yeah, who's going to come here?
Imagine you did that. Imagine you did that. The last frame would be all of us going. Like,
you guys are lucky I'm not an asshole.
That should be your next thumbnail. Everybody like.
Al Jazeera Australia in the chat. If Arsenal are missing the players they had in that run last season, then it's more difficult. Missing key players that you need to get it done.
Nick.
No, of course, Bukayo Saka makes a massive difference, 100%.
Oh, huge.
We can't So, guys, because I want to end stream, now you want to send super chats? You guys are frauds. I just want to tell you. It's fucking 4 a.m. Time for me to end the
Let me
stream.
ask you one thing. Let me ask you one small thing. Yeah.
Oh, and TK want to ask a question as
One
well.
small
Yeah,
thing.
why?
One small thing. Imagine you were in the position that we were in. Yeah, 6
You should've let
points,
us
1
pick
game in
draws.
hand, blah blah blah. And Salah was injured. Would you still believe that you would?
Habibi, I
catch him?
don't believe we will win it now. Why the fuck would I believe it if I'm in your place? Yeah.
Okay, but imagine you did. Because you do, but you don't admit
Yeah,
it.
but
You
my
know?
answer is obviously no.
Okay, but
Yeah.
even with Salah, you say no. Say Wallah, you say no. Then
Yeah, maybe I genuinely can't say hand on heart. I know 100% we can win the league. We can, yes. Am I sure of it? No.
okay.
Big up to you, Nick. Big up. Listen, Saka being out is very important, man.
Huge.
Saka is-
Massive.
Jackson, Tanya, you know hell will freeze. Hell will freeze before you blame Palmer. I think Palmer could score 4 own goals and he will come here and he will fucking defend him. It's actually unbelievable. Guy did fuck all today, okay? Both the Chelsea fans said that. Just come out and be an honest man of integrity for once in your life. I know you find it difficult to have integrity. Just be honest for once. That's all I'm asking for.
It's
I'm not
easy, yeah.
asking you to say sell him, get rid of him, send him back to Man City. All I'm saying is just be honest. He was shit today. That's it.
Very much so. Yeah.
If Partey plays in midfield and we finish our chance, we win the City game. Currently, our midfield is so much better. This is true. Rice alone can just run through them. Like, it's just they have no athleticism whatsoever. It's like a bunch of old men in a boxing fight. It just doesn't have a positive outcome for Man City.
If that Kusanov plays next week, that's what
Nick, though, I will say one thing.
Arsenal's talking.
Last season, we did have all those injuries, and everyone said Liverpool bottled it. So, hey,
That's
I'm
true.
going to say the same thing.
That's true.
Anyway, is there anyone live we can redirect to?
I didn't see anyone. I don't know. Is Northside still live or something like that?
Oh, let's redirect to Zir here. He has Saturday night main event watch along with the Bayern.
Yes,
Anyway,
that's
this stream is all the WWE fans. You get me. He's going to take you over to that stream. Love to every single one of you. Absolutely incredible, amazing human beings. Even Tanya, the fraud. You get me. And Al Jazeera Australia. And Aditya. And of course, Emmanuel. Like the video, subscribe. Casual FC is in the description. Go give them a subscribe. Banter on the picture is in the description. Go give them a subscribe. TKA's channel as well as in the description. Go give him a subscribe. And go spam in Zir Talks' chat. Hussam Raid. And tomorrow I'm not doing Spurs. I'm only doing United Fulham, inshallah. And then we have Ahwa at 11 p.m. UK.
Oh, hold on, why aren't you doing Spurs? What's wrong with you, man?
No, I said I'm not doing Spurs.
I know you're not doing Spurs. That is so Spursist, like racist to Spurs. Why?
Spurs. It's making up words. Listen, how about you just take care of your baby and leave me alone? Man just said Spurs.
You couldn't think of the word.
They don't pass him the ball enough, other than the fact he was literally looking at Ederson straight in the face and then overhit a pass to Jackson. You fucking fraud. Have some shame, honestly. You actually can't be helped. Genuinely. You are the Tom Little of Chelsea fans. Anyway. Yalla. Yeah, that's how. Zir Talks, you guys. Zir Talks. Spam Hussam Raid in his chat. See you guys tomorrow, inshallah.
Big up.